Hello friends and welcome back to Dogcraft! Today we are actually on survival, and this is my first time showing Sur4 on my channel, and there's a lot to show. There is a heck of a lot to show. I don't even know where to start actually. This is Lotus. Lotus is one of the cities on the server. A lot of times on worlds you will see people go off and they build their own bases and they do their own thing, but on Dogcraft it's quite common for groups of people to get together to build large projects together. And since last year I just did my starter base all by myself, I decided towards the end of the season that this time I was going to join a group and do one of these big projects. And things aren't loading in very fast because there's lag. Yeah, but you get the idea. I decided I was going to join with a group of people and do a big group project, and that group project was supposed to be a city called Dragon Valley on Sur4, but then, as I had announced in my original starting video for Dogcraft, Sur4 was closing, so I never got the chance to work with those guys on Dragon Valley, but instead, most of the people from that group formed a group called Lotus for Sur4, and I'm like, sure, I want to be a part of that. So I joined them, and we've done a lot. Like, we have done, this is kind of a daunting task. I keep putting off making this video because I just don't even know where to start because Lotus is just ginormous. Well, for starters, I'm going to put a list on screen of all of the in-game names for the people who are a part of Lotus. There are so many of them that I would feel really, really bad if I forgot somebody's name, so I'm just going to put them up there on the screen for you guys that you see those names. And I definitely cannot take credit for a lot of this. Like, this is for sure a large group project. This is not just one or two people dorking around in Minecraft. Like, this takes a lot of time and effort to do something like this. And I have only just been a small part. This is the central room for Lotus. We are kind of a sci-fi themed sort of base, and the whole idea is Lotus was the name of a ship that was running from some sort of an apocalypse. The three members of the tribunal, like the heads of the Lotus project, they've come up with a bunch of lore for it, and I know some of it, but I don't know it extremely well. But the basic idea was there was this advanced civilization, a couple of them actually, and some big apocalypse was coming. So they built this gigantic life-sustaining ship called Lotus, and their goal was to find some other planet that could support life and to start a new life there. And that's kind of the whole premise for this project. This is the central command area for the Lotus ship, and this was one of the first things that was completed on the server when we started. And then as you can see, we've got storage and stuff along the side here. So you've probably been hearing all these noises happening in the background, and that's because this is only a small part of the Lotus ship. There's also a big old basement to it, and this is going to blow your mind. Or at least it blows my mind. Look at the basement. It's all crazy, crazy farms. I don't know. This still takes my breath away coming down here and looking at this. Above us here, that's the iron farm. That was designed by Mrs. Dis. We've got a cactus farm. We have sugarcane farms, and we have a kelp farm, and we got super smelters, and we've got animal farms, and we've got things just clicking and making noise all over. There's a creeper farm. I think that's the creeper farm over there. Another wart farm, and just I think this is a super smelter here for XP. Like, the XP farm is up there. It's a lot. It's a lot. And about the only thing I did for all of this down here was I helped dig it out, because this was all dug out by us. This was a lot of digging. A lot of digging. I keep saying a lot. This thing is just massive. Chicken cooker, because of course everyone needs a chicken cooker. Up here is the villager trading hall. We've got villagers for a lot of stuff. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. Bulk storage down here for the items that we farm. Brown mushrooms, because everybody needs brown mushrooms. I think this is crops in here. Yeah, another wart, and I believe other floors have carrots and potatoes and wheat and that sort of thing. Some farms that work well on a single player world don't work well on Dogcraft, and some things have had to have been adapted. I'm not even gonna try to explain what a lot of this stuff is or how it looks, how it works, but it's cool. And this is kind of this is kind of what makes Lotus tick, I guess. All of this stuff down here, just massive farming area of doom. Going up. All right, where to next? Let me show you the map because the map gives a better sense of the whole story here. And it's nighttime, great. Map is over here, out this side. You can see that there's been work on different paths and stuff. This whole area is going to be a plaza around the central ship, and the ship is going to eventually be a lot taller. We've just got this one layer right now, but it's going to be a big, tall ship pointing up to the air, and there'll be a lot more rooms and stuff up there, and this is going to be a plaza around it. And then there's another ring. This will be like a housing district kind of in here. We'll open up the city so that other members of the server who aren't like core members of Lotus can come and build their stuff. Over here, this is going to be the train station. As I mentioned in Sur4, Dogcraft tends to do an SRN, which is Survival or Server Railway Network. And we are working on our own little hub to connect up to the main SRN line that is being built. I believe we're going to be connected to the south line. I was off the north line on Sur4. But here is the map. This is Lotus. So here's the center ship. Here's the plaza. Here's where we are right now. This is where the map is. This is where the train station is. There's another circle here. And then beyond that circle is an even bigger circle. This circle that you're looking at here, this is a 1001 block circle. This is all Lotus. Everything the light touches is our kingdom. I think Hilgrin did most of the rows for this. And they were designed by Etta, like using some crazy math program to get the lines right, because this is a massive scale, right? It looks small-ish on a map, but these roads are big, and they all match up really well. Yeah, the circle is divided into 8 quadrants, and each quadrant is, according, like from a lore perspective, each quadrant is home to a different one of the species or peoples that came in on the Lotus ship, and they're all different and they like different environments. So all of these areas are going to be terraformed. Yeah. Did I mention that this project is big? Like this is going to take the entire season. This is going to take like a year and a half, easy. We might not even finish it. We probably won't finish it. That's okay. It's still going to be fun. You can see some terraforming has already been done over here. This is Pilgrims Biome. There's different sectors and they all have names. This is 2. I don't know if that's 2. No, I think the maps are just labeled different. But the sectors are all labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., going around in a circle. This is the one that's most done so far. This is all mountains. This is all custom built mountains in what used to be a desert biome, and you can see that this quadrant is also being changed. I'm going to show you guys those mountains later because they are insane. But for now, I'll just take you around here. This is Lurkers biome. He's got some things outlined on here. And I think it's going to be turned into, his lore is that some sort of a insectoid race. Like a swarming insectoid, hostile, sort of barren wasteland kind of biome. The mountains, this is actually like the dwarven area. Hilgrin is doing like this dwarven mountain dwelling kind of theme. This quadrant over here belongs to Broga, I believe, and it has an outpost in it, and we've made good use of that outpost for trading with the villagers, getting Hero of the Village. Riot is in charge of this one. It's a green biome, one of the few green biomes actually. It's going to have these cliffs along the river, just pretty terraforming cliffs, and she's working on outlines for some houses here. And this area here, this is me in summer, I guess. I have the ocean. I'm going to be building out the ocean, which together composes of about one sector. And then Summerflower, I believe, is going to be doing the land part of these 2 biomes. I think it's going to be like a Hobbit style build style, from what I've heard. Sounds pretty cool. Or a couple of the sectors don't have a plan yet. We'll be bringing in new members at some point, and new people will probably want to do their own thing. So we haven't come up with a plan for all the sectors yet. This well, let's start here. This is the post office. It doesn't really have an exterior yet. It's mostly on the inside. There will be a pretty shell over top of it. Hey, zombie. Dude. Rude. So rude. Can I not be on fire? That would be great. Okay, there we go. It's going to be a post office, and it's got the Hobbit hole style door on it, and the inside is pretty well completed on the first couple levels. This is Fangs of Amber's project for the most part. Some of the rest of us have helped with it. I have actually helped a little bit with this one, but mostly Fang's project. And there's redstone in here and different members of the server in the city. This one's mine. We have our own mailbox, and you drop the stuff into the dropper and it goes into the chest, and when there's something in the chest, then the light comes on and you know that you have mail. There's a lot of different spots, and it's going to have several levels to it. I think only the first couple are really done right now, but there will be more. You can get up and down from the stairwell, which is back over this way. And there's also a water column that you can swim up and down and to get to the different floors. But yeah, it goes all the way down to bedrock, but it's not all completed yet. And right next to the post office, we have the Spleef Arena. Guys, the Spleef Arena, this is brand new. This just went up yesterday. Like, yesterday morning, there was no building here. And today, there's a building here. It's crazy how fast the members of Lotus work. It's just insane. The whole server rolled over. It started up on April 1st. And of course, that was right after the pandemic started. And for the whole month of April, a lot of us, we weren't working. We didn't have school. So that means a lot got done on the server. But this is mostly the work of Skyhook. He's another one of the tribunal members, and Fangs. Some other people have had some input on this as well. I have actually never played Spleef before. It's kind of a Dogcraft tradition, and I think it's a mini game that... Oh, geez. I think it's a mini game that other servers have done too. But from how I understand it, you start with a bunch of people up on the top. The floor is made out of... Oh, geez, let me get out of here. The floor is made out of snow, and everyone has a shovel, and there's haste, so you can insta-break the blocks. And the idea is to be the last person standing. Like you get shoved down through the different floors. There's going to be more floors to it, I think. You get spleefed, or someone else takes a shovel and drops you through the floor, and the last person still remaining wins. There's probably a lot more nuance to it, but that's what I know. The main part of it is built. The roof still needs to go on, and there's some other details and odds and ends that need to get finished up, but this is looking pretty good. Here it is from the outside. And this over here, this is all my territory. This is what I'm going to be building in. I'm not going to lie, it's very daunting. I've never tried building on this scale before. So when the Lotus people told me, hey, you're in charge of these sectors, go build awesome stuff underwater. Because I had always wanted to build stuff underwater. I kind of went gulp because there's a lot of area to fill. Like, there's just a lot of space here. And I'm looking forward to building here, but I'm also really scared of building here. You will notice there is one tiny little build under the water here, and there's a story behind this. This is my house. Early on in the days of the server, I created this little tiny sandstone and acacia house. Like, very early days, probably the first week that the server was up. And I built it on the edge of what then was the main part of town, and the whole idea was it was going to be this temporary little house. I just wanted somewhere cute that I could put my stuff, especially before we had shulker shelves and everything, before we had more storage options. I just needed a place to put my personal items separate from the big Lotus storage area, the communal storage. And I logged on one day, and one of the roads was going through where I'd built this house, so some of the server members moved the house into the river, and they changed it from Rin Ever's first house, which is what it was called before, to Rin Ever's river house, I think is what they called it. And it was a perfect replica of the house, except for it was flipped around. I think they had the door on the back, and the right and left was mirrored, so it was a cute little prank. It was clever. And it just kind of became a running joke, because then the river needed to be drained so that we could build the squid farm there. So the house got moved again, and it moved to the top of a tree after that, I think. And it became Renever's jungle tree house. And then it moved again, and it was down in the... Where did it go after that? Oh yeah, it was down in the farming area. It was inside one of the caves. It's exposed in the wall there. So then it was Renever's cave house. And then it got moved over to Pilgrims mountain biome, and it was sitting there on top of a mountain, and then it was Renever's mountain house. And then they had to terraform the mountain, so we'll finish terraforming the mountain, putting in the dirt and stuff. So they needed to move it again, and it got moved here to the bottom of the ocean underneath a glass dome, and it became Renever's water house. And from what I understand, there are plans to move it again. But it's a very simple little starter house. It's just this cute little thing. And I intentionally pretty much keep it empty so that it is easy for the members to move it, because it's kind of become like a running joke now, right? That my house keeps getting moved around. All right, let's fly over to the mountain biome since that's the closest one to being done, and show you guys the progress on that. Assuming I could find my way out there. It's over this way. In the meantime, let's see, what else can we talk about? You'll notice that chat hasn't been on. I kept chat on during the build battle, but I have it off right now because I'm actually a helper on Dogcraft this month, which means I have access to non-public chat stuff. So gotta turn my chat off so as not to give spoilers and stuff that people shouldn't be seeing. But here, look at this. This is it. This is the mountain biome. And guys, this was all made by hand in survival. Like this was all desert. This was all freaking desert, and these maniacs just built mountains here. It's just crazy. I had very little to do with this. I helped blast out some of the ravines, since the ravines go down from the build height, so it goes really deep and really high. And it's not complete yet. There's still more stuff happening here, but it's just incredible. This is all man-made. All these blocks were placed. Just it blows my mind. Like, I am so incredibly honored to be a part of this project. Here's the outside wall here for the Lotus. This is the circle that you saw on that map. Like, yeah, I don't feel like I'm of the same caliber as the people who are a part of Lotus. I kind of feel like just a bunch of really talented builders and redstoners, and somehow I ended up here with this group of people, and it's been incredible and amazing, and I have learned so much from working with the Lotus people, and I'm just so happy to be a part of this, and I'm happy that I finally get to show this off to you guys. I'm feeling kind of bad because I know I'm missing stuff, and I feel really bad for missing stuff, but the video is already going to be quite long as it is. This is Silver Lurkers' drowned Trident farm, and again, you just really can't get a sense of the scale from this one little bit here. It's very, very, very high up off the ground, and there you can kind of see the ground is way the heck down there. And this network of fences up above spans a large section of river, and the drowns get dropped into this little chute, and you kill them and you get tridents, and this is how we've all gotten our tridents. This here is Lotus's Guardian farm. This is Skyhook's project. It's just, you know, casual, crazy Guardian farm in the middle of the ocean. Again, I have no idea how this stuff works. I'm not a technical player, but it looks impressive and it does awesome things. This is Lotus's Nether Fortress. And I know there's a blaze farm here somewhere, and there's a platform for spawning wither skeletons. Oh, I guess this is the platform here. Again, I really don't know much about this or how it works because I wasn't really a part of it. The Nether is going to be resetting for Dogcraft, so all of this stuff up here is just temporary. It doesn't look fancy, but it does the job. But sadly, I don't have the time to try to track down all of the projects. I know, for instance, that Riot has a flower farm, and it's gorgeous. It's got this beautiful path leading up to it and this beautiful building over top of it. That's actually on the Beagle server, or the Beagle world, and I haven't even had a chance to talk about the difference between the two different worlds that are part of Sur4, Husky and Beagle. We're for the most part on Husky. And there you have it. That's my hopefully sort of quick and concise-ish tour of Lotus on the Dogcraft server. Oh, and before I go, I just want to show you guys this one thing. I'm kind of proud of this. Since I'm a helper this month, I actually I edited my skin so that my little plaid jacket comes off, and I've actually got the Dogcraft logo on my shirt underneath it. I don't know, I was pretty proud of it. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. And please do leave a like rating if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I will be back soon with some more Dogcraft shenanigans. Bye for now.